What's up, YouTube? Zavik0 with my 54th Wi-Fi match using my OU team. Uh, this is a pretty good match against a sunny day team. I lead off with Deoxys as usual. He leads off the Ninetales, obviously, for a sunny day team. I pull off the Thunder Wave, but he heals the Lumberry, which kind of sucks. Then he goes right for the Fire Blast, and Under the Sun it does a lot of damage. Deoxys doesn't hang on by a whole lot. Then I finally get his Ninetales paralyzed for good. Then I go for a Stealth Rock just to get a hazard out before Deoxys dies. However, he's parahaxed, so I get one more turn to set out a layer of spikes, which is pretty nice. Then he finally gets the Fire Blast off and sends Deoxys straight out of this world. Then I go into Blastoise, but he pulls off the Solar Beam. I was kind of hoping he'd get parahaxed, but I do hang on to get a Dragon Tail off because I don't want him around with Nasty Plot. Then he goes into Latios, and I just kind of keep Blastoise around because he can't help me out that much with so little HP, especially if he gets out a hazard. So I decided to leave him in there instead of letting someone else take the hit. I send in Hydreigon. He goes into Ninetales. I kind of predicted a switch, which is why I went for Draco Meteor, because it would do a ton of damage to anyone. It ends up missing the first time, but hits the second time, so that's good. Then he goes into his Alakazam, which I know he'll Focus Blast. So I send in Weavile, which may seem like a kind of dumb move. He ends up not Focus Blasting. I mean, I predicted it because I thought that would be pretty obvious, but he ends up going for Hidden Power Ice instead. I was just kind of banking on Weavile's Focus Sash. Then he switches into Scizor, which I hit with a Night Slash. And on top of the hazards, he actually takes a good amount of damage. Then I switch into Death Metal with Steelix to take what I thought would be a Bullet Punch, but I guess the Swords Dance is pretty obvious too, since he had an extra turn against Weavile, or an extra turn with me switching. He goes for the Bug Bite, which doesn't do much. I go for the Dragon Tail to get rid of the Swords Dance, which brings in Gyarados. He intimidates Steelix, but it doesn't matter. Steelix is just in there to get people moving around with Dragon Tail. But I decided to switch him out anyways because I don't want him to die. And it's a pretty good time to bring in Lilligant, because I expected either a Waterfall or Earthquake, so that was a good time to bring him in. He hits the Lilligant with a Stone Edge, which kind of scared the crap out of me because I thought it would actually kill it. But after a Quiver Dance, I used Giga Drain, which does a lot of damage. Lilligant restores a lot of health. Lilligant's actually a pretty big freaking beast. I mean, when you know how to use it right, Lilligant can be pretty deadly. Then he goes into Latios. Lilligant has a Quiver Dance, so I decide to get a little more out of Lilligant and injure Latios and restore some HP. Latios goes for the Substitute, which I guess was a pretty good move. I go for the Giga Drain again, which destroys the Substitute, and I do gain a little bit of HP. I didn't even know you got some HP when you destroyed a Substitute with an HP draining move. But on top of the special defense increase with Quiver Dance and the extra HP, Lilligant hangs on with 1 freaking HP, which is really lucky. So he pulls off another Giga Drain. Of course, Latios finishes it off right after that, but it was still pretty funny with the 1 HP. So as Latios is nearly dead, I just go into Weavile to finish it off. I go for the Ice Punch, didn't want to risk him barely hanging on if I faked out, and I was way faster than him, so I figured why not. Then he goes back into Scizor, and Scizor are by far the biggest pain in OU. I really hate them. So that and Blissey, Scizor and Blissey are the biggest pains in the asses in all of competitive battling. But he hits Steelix with a Bullet Punch doesn't do anything, and he dies from the life orb, which is kind of nice. He goes into his Alakazam and finishes off Steelix with a Focus Blast. Wasn't that big a deal. I kind of left him in there knowing that would happen, while also kind of hoping it would miss. Then I go into Hydreigon, and Hydreigon finishes off the rest of his team, kills Alakazam with a nice Dark Pulse. Then he goes into Dragonite. Stealth Rock gets rid of his Multiscale or whatever, that cheap ability that cuts damage in half when they have full HP. He goes for the Dragon Dance. Then he goes for the Extreme Speed right after this, because even with the Dragon Dance, he knows Hydreigon is scarfed, so he's going to have to use Extreme Speed to hit him first. Doesn't do that much. I finish his last guy off with the Dark Pulse. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe if you feel it, and see you next time.